Hey guys, Nick here. I'm going on a hike to Abiqua Falls since I have the day off today. Figured I'd be a little adventurous, but I have one worry. So last night I went over to a friend's house and I was parked in the sun originally. I was like, oh, hey, maybe I should just pull forward a little bit, park in the shade. And so I went to turn my car back on and it didn't start. It was acting as if the battery's dead and I was just driving it. So I don't know what's going on. If you know cars, maybe you do, but I don't. So I probably shouldn't be taking it anywhere, but I'm going to anyway because I want to do something with my day. So hopefully this doesn't turn out as a complete disaster. All right, so we're here, parked the car. I double checked it, so it's should turn on when I come back. Lights are off, the keys are not in the ignition, and the thermostat's off, even though I don't think that would affect it. So, just being double cautious. Also, I don't really know where the trailhead is. I think I found it, but there's a bunch of trees and bushes in the way. So, I'm gonna hike in a little bit, and if it's not the trail, then I will come back. So, yeah. Alright, so that took a lot longer than I thought it would. Yeah, that was not the trailhead. It was about 2 or 3 miles down. There's like a white gate that you stop at, and it's like a little bit like 100 feet back. But yeah, so I'm finally on an actual trail and actually going somewhere. So that's nice because I climbed like two, like they looked like trail kind of things. And that was stupid because they didn't actually look like trails, and I should know better. So yeah. I do not think that footage translates how steep that descent was. It was really fun, but dang, there's like ropes and stuff up there to help you get down. Yikes. Yeah, that's not happening. Alright, so we finally made it to Abiqua Falls. It wasn't without its share of mishaps. I got lost a couple times and headed the wrong way a couple times. That is getting lost. You get the idea. So for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you might have noticed that I haven't posted anything in a while. It's because I haven't really created anything in a while. I haven't been doing really any photography or music or vlogging at all. There's reasons for that. First of all, I just went from part-time to full-time at my job, and then I just moved into my dad's house, so I've been packing, unpacking, getting situated there. So all in all, like, that keeps me decently busy. The thing is, that's no excuse. I still found myself playing video games and just watching random meaningless YouTube videos for no apparent reason for enough hours that I should have something. I've been feeling really down on myself for that reason. I'm like, man, I'm not creating, I'm not hustling, I'm not doing anything. And I actually had this picture of how this would go once I moved in with my dad's house. I'd be saving my almost my entire paycheck. I would be constantly working on either making money or creating new content for you guys. And I would just be constantly doing something or hanging out with friends and meeting new people and things like that. That's what I wanted to get done, and I found myself doing way too much of not that. Another kind of thing is I feel like my creativity just isn't there. I don't know what to talk about on vlogs. I don't know what to write about in music. I don't have anything. And overall, it just means I feel like I'm not actually living life. I'm just kind of going through the motions. So there's really a number of ways I could approach this, now that I've recognized that there's this problem of me not being productive at all. The old mindset would be for me to mope and feel sad about myself and complain a lot, be really hard on myself, tell myself I'm not good enough, have like just really negative thoughts in my head. I could hide from my fears and not face them at all and just kind of push it to the back of my mind. And I'd also just talk about all the things that I can't control, all the reasons I'm failing because it's the world's fault and not mine. One thing I've noticed over the years is I have this negative self-talk whenever anything goes wrong, I feel really bad about myself and like start kind of beating myself up about it. And I remember listening to like Olympic athletes talk and like people who have been really successful in other fields such as music and business and all that stuff. They have very positive self-talk. You look at Gary Vee, and when he fails, he just learns from it and moves on. I really wanted to work on that. I found a book called Unfuck Yourself by Gary John Bishop. Yeah, Gary John Bishop. One of the things that really stuck with me is he talked about changing from that negative self-talk to that positive self-talk. The way he talked about it is with your subconscious and your conscious brain. Now, your subconscious is where that kind of self-talk happens. It's those reactionary, in an instant, feelings of positive or negative thoughts when you fail or something doesn't go your way. And then the conscious brain kind of sweeps everything up after you've had some time to kind of contain it. Automatically, I know that my subconscious I can't control. And he talks about that a little bit. How am I supposed to change that kind of subconscious, that uncontrollable factor? So he talks about how we can actually hardwire physical connections within our brain by consciously talking and being more positive about ourselves and our failures instead of just being really negative about why we're not doing or living the life we want to. So I thought that was really interesting that there's like scientific evidence, according to him, that you can physically change the makeup of your brain. That's kind of insane. In this instance, instead of being like, man, Nick, you're not good enough, you're not productive, you don't have the hustle, you don't have the drive, you're not going to ever make it. You should just give up now. I can switch that on itself and say, hey, this is a problem. How do you fix it? What can you control? And what is holding you back from doing what you want to do? I'm also really trying to use the understanding I have of myself that I've gained over like a couple years of really critically thinking about the aura I put off and how other people perceive me, instead of just this kind of very biased, like, oh, I can be anything and everything kind of view that most people have about themselves. I have used that to really understand the obstacles that are in front of me and why I'm not able to get over them. One of the things that obviously is really hard for me is starting. Like, when I get down and start working on a song, I can do some pretty good stuff. I can make some good progress. But if I don't start, then I never get that progress, and then I never create anything. And so I understand that, and I said, okay, how can I fix that? Well, in this instance, I figured, hey, let's make a plan. So every week you have Monday, this is what you need to get done. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so on and so forth. So every day I can look at my calendar and be like, I don't know what I should be doing. Now I know what I should be doing. And I don't have that excuse. And I'm also holding myself accountable and saying, oh, I said I was going to finish writing an outline for what I'm going to talk about on my next vlog by the end of Monday. And today's Monday, so I better get on that. Another thing with the whole self-awareness category is knowing yourself well enough to really hold on to your strengths and realize that you're not hopeless. So in those times of doubt when you're saying, oh, I'm not really that productive, but I know I'm good at this. And then you can kind of figure out where to go from point A to point B. And the last thing is just facing your fears. I remember in high school, we took a playwriting workshop with this Portland actor, writer. I could go into all his credentials. It'd take like 10 minutes though. Basically a director and playwright who came in and is in like the Portland theater scene, named Matt Zarebski. And I liked something he said about writer's block. He told us that writer's block is just a fear of failing. So just pushing through that and getting that momentum. Just because you're not inspired in that moment doesn't mean you can't create in that moment. It won't always be good, but at least you're going through the practice of creating something with whatever medium it is. Whether it's art, whether it's music, whether it's acting, whatever. Create something. Practice your craft. So those are like two different mindsets. The new one I'm trying to adopt, and the old one that is still sticking around that I'm trying to get rid of. Because it's just not productive. And I just had to remind myself, like something I really took pride in the past few years is I'm living on my own. I have my own apartment. And yes, I have to have roommates and stuff, but I can pay for my own stuff and I'm independent. I kept like thinking about this idea of that square one. I'm back to where I was when I graduated high school, where I'm living with my dad. I'm going to church every Sunday when I really don't believe in it. And it's just frustrating. I don't always feel like I can really be myself. But I just keep having to remind myself that although physically I'm still at my dad's house and I'm still doing a lot of the same things I was doing after senior year of high school and during senior year of high school, I still haven't lost all of the things I've learned along the way. So this really right now is a springboard for me to take free rent and a bunch of other opportunities that I would not have, like a car. I couldn't be here if I wasn't living at my dad's house right now. Taking those opportunities and springboarding them into things I do want to do and places I do want to be, so that I don't have to come back to my dad's house again if a roommate screws me over or I get laid off or something like that. I can really be in charge of myself and focus on creating content instead of paying bills. Alright, that is it for today. Thank you for watching. I'm glad I got here in one piece. Hopefully I get home in the same way. If you liked the video, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Follow me on the social media accounts. I have Instagram, Twitter under the Nick channel username. So if you want to stay up to date with things, awesome. I really appreciate it. And also, I want to know, what do you feel like is holding you back? Why are you not where you want to be in life? And then how are you going to fix that? I want both sides of the coin. I don't want to just be complaining, and you kind of need to have the complaining part to have the side. Anyway, let me know. I'd love to talk to you guys about it, and I will see you next time.